Okay, since that last Cub Cadet string trimmer video was kind of short, we weren't able to really do anything with it and just broke it down into parts. I figured to extend the video a little bit, we would break out this other string trimmer that I got from that same gentleman. So he threw this in for free. I don't know if he was moving or what, but this one looks a little junkier, but with my luck, this is the one that's gonna run as opposed to the cleaner looking Cub Cadet. So we'll pick you guys up, take a look. So this is a Ryobi, what is it, a 725RE. It's a 31cc, 2-stroke or 2-cycle string trimmer. This thing, I don't know, seems like it's a little bit older of a model, a little bit broken there with the trimmer shield, but good news is that there was no gas oil mix in the fuel tank, so hopefully the carb's not too bad. We might be able to just add some, but this does look a little dirtier, so hopefully that means it runs. So we'll go ahead and take a look, check first for spark, and then go from there. And the guy told me that it didn't run, so that's why I'm first just initially testing for spark, fuel, compression, all that stuff. So I'll get this guy off, and it does look like there's a lot of fuel and oil that has dripped down there, so I might want to take a look at the gas line. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty foul. For testing purposes, yes, we will throw it back in, but the spark plug definitely has seen better days. So go ahead, pop this guy in. And check for spark. Okay, let me know if you guys can see anything. We're on the front, so let's give a quick test pull. Ooh, we have spark, and we definitely have compression. In fact, that's fairly strong spark, so that's good. Let's, I'm gonna just throw some gas in and see if she runs. I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. The car probably needs to be cleaned, but why not give it a try? I'm so confident in this start that I even opened the garage to vent out the fumes, assuming that it does run. So let's go ahead, add some 2-cycle in here. Not too much, just enough in case we have to take the car apart and clean it out. It's the less fuel we have to spill. And the good news is that if we do end up having to scrap this guy, today's garbage day at my house. So someone else can go and mess with this guy, but go ahead, give it a couple primes. We're set to on. Give it a quick start. Oh, we are leaking gas. What do we got? Where is it coming from? You guys probably can't see it, but down here we have a slight leak with the fuel lines. Can't tell if there's a crack in the hose or if it's coming from the actual tank itself. Let's take a closer look. Ah, there we go. That is a petrified fuel line. Okay, well, I think we found a problem. Let's get this drained and take it apart, see what we can do. We'll start by taking this back cover off. Okay, let's see what we can see. I'm assuming removing these two guys will get us where we need to be. Our throttle cable right there. Where else are we mounted on this guy? Let's go ahead and pause you guys for a second while I figure this out. And there's our, well, yeah, it snaps in a couple places. Fun. From our Cub Cadet, I should have thin fuel line like this. Granted, it was for a 4-stroke, not a 2-stroke, but I don't think that should make too much of a difference as long as the lines are clean. We should be a-okay. Okay, so I took out 1, 2, 3, these 4 screws, and that's our top end. Gas tank just slides out, so let's try to put that aside and not make too much more of a mess. Gasket right here is totally shredded, so we might see a loss of compression there, but let me get this throttle cable disconnected before we break it and turn this into a parts machine. I would like to see something run. And we just turned it into a parts machine right there. Dang it. We broke the end off of the throttle cable, but we're gonna try to repair that, see what we can do. Yeah, this thing is disgusting. Everything's old and rotted out. Let me go ahead, clean up some of this, because obviously this is not gonna do us any good, and we'll go from there. Good news is, bottom end looks nice and clean. I'm not gonna pull it too much just because we don't have any oil in the system, but not bad. Internally, this guy looks pretty good. So I hate to say it, but with the throttle cable that I broke, it's gonna be 15 bucks. The petrified fuel lines, and it's not just the lines going from the tank to the carb, but it's also the ones going from the carb to the primer bulb right there. I don't have enough carb fuel line to cover this guy, so I think unfortunately we have another parts machine on our hands just because this guy is a little bit older, probably not as valuable if I did put the money in to fix it up. So with that being said, you know what, I will document the process of disassembling and kind of showing you if you have an obsolete machine and you don't want to necessarily just throw it away, how it can have some value in terms of parts. So we went ahead and took a look right here. So this is, I just typed in the model, and e-replacement parts is always one of the first results that pops up. But here we have our 725 RE handheld string trimmer, and just going down the list, a lot of these parts are obsolete, discontinued. Carburetor 5259. I'm sure there's probably a Chinese clone on eBay for 8 bucks, 10 bucks, so do a little bit more research there. But crankcase assembly obsolete, discontinued, so that might work in our favor. We may be able to sell a couple of parts that are obsolete. But oh, there we go, that's the big money right there. Flywheel assembly. This thing, I'm sure the magneto too, if it's somewhere here. Recoil pulley. We know our recoil looks good. But yeah, essentially what I'm going to do, go through on this website, see what kind of parts are there. Muffler assembly, 7873. There is no way that this crappy muffler, I guess it's used obviously, so it won't command that kind of price, and these websites kind of are out there to screw you over, but even a fraction of that, you can easily see how parts for these guys turn out to be more valuable than the unit themselves. And like I had mentioned, our lower end in here squeaky clean. Like, this thing is in great shape. So what I'll do is start disassembling some of the larger pieces, the easier items, taking a look online just to see what kind of prices they command, especially on eBay. eBay's my choice in selling parts, just because it's probably one of the easier websites to sell stuff on. But we'll go ahead, go through, start disassembling some parts, listing them on sale, and kind of calculating our shipping based off of that. So we may have a good amount of money here just in parts alone, and those that I can't sell, just like that cracked and broken guard down there, that'll easily just get tossed in the trash. And like I said, tonight's garbage night, so perfect day to work on this guy. So I'll give you guys one example, and then I won't bore you with all the details on some of the parts, but I'll give you a quick rundown when I'm all said and done and note any of the important parts. But if your machine is past its prime and you basically just have a pile of parts on your hand, what I would do is, for example, we have our gas tank and fuel cap. This gas tank I don't want to sell. This is just going straight to the garbage because our fittings down there are kind of petrified and broke, but our gas cap is in really good shape. I mean, quick clean, and we'll be on our way with that guy. So what we'll do is we'll go online to that e-replacement parts website, and we will go ahead, look for parts, and here's our fuel cap assembly. So as you guys can see, it fits Ryobi, Troy-Bilt, all these different manufacturers. And now, granted, this is a new model, but 1384. Okay, that's for a brand new unit. These guys obviously are overcharging a lot, but if we copy our part number, paste it into eBay, up there we can see prices on what current listings are going for. And this is a mix of new and pre-owned parts right here. I like to sort by price low to high, and we can see right there we have $8.95 is the cheapest one. So if we do some quick math with eBay, at least, as long as we can undercut this guy, we can get our part at the top of the list and sold hopefully fairly quickly. So what I see for this guy, fairly small, very lightweight. We can go ahead, and I know you can order these envelopes online, but dollar store usually has padded mailers. They're 6 inches by 9 inches, just manila envelopes with some internal bubble wrap. This guy will fit in there no problem. And from previous experience, a part that small, weighing that little, I would assume shipping anywhere, if you're using the post office, doing priority mail, I would say, or not priority mail, my apologies, first class mail, that's the cheapest. It would probably be around $3, maybe $3.50 at the most expensive. So take into account the least expensive price right here is $8.90. Say we go for $8.50 for our listing. Take off the $3.50 for shipping, and that'll put us at $5 even. Then eBay will take their cut, PayPal will take their cut. Let's say that's about another $1, $4, and then 50 cents approximately for an envelope, $3.50. So you can see that this part, not worth a whole lot of money, but there's still just a little bit of money to be made. It's better than throwing it out. Hopefully someone can recycle this part and use it on their machine, as opposed to creating a new one and buying one from the factory. So that process will go through all of these parts that are on this machine. It's kind of like a trade-off between wanting to be the lowest price, as well as when you're shipping it, not losing money on the deal. So I'll go ahead, inventory some of the parts that are on here, see what's good, see what's junk, separate those two out, and then go ahead, estimate some shipping costs, and determine what's worth selling and some stuff that's just not worth it at all and just good for garbage at this point. So I will do a little bit of work here on the side, and I'll turn you guys back on when we have some of our parts cataloged. So after a quick teardown, we don't have as many parts as we do with the Cub Cadet, but the plastics on the Ryobi weren't as valuable, and we just took some of the main components. We have our flywheel, carb, clutch pack, some miscellaneous handles, trigger assembly, and just other small items that are a little bit worth it from an eBay perspective. Plus, it's doing me no harm to have this box sit downstairs and every now and again hear a little ding on eBay saying that I sold something. So not too bad. Better than throwing it out. Hopefully we're able to give it to someone else to repurpose and recycle some of these parts. So thank you guys for watching. I know we weren't able to get either of these machines up and running, but parts are just as good in conservation. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one.